Hey everybody, it's Merlin here, and I decided to do a little hangout because I think it's due. Uh, I recently posted a video about the whole Ghost in the Shell controversy thing, which I think was just kind of, blown out of proportion, as a lot of these things often are. Let's see what's been going on with me. As usual with Film Fanatics, I'm catching on some other things. Oh, look, it's my voice. I guess we're live. Yeah, there I was. Yep, that's the video there. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. Film Fanatics is going strong, watching some movies. I think the biggest surprise for me actually was The Jungle Book. Because, believe it or not, I don't know if this is a common thing or not. I think The Jungle Book is fairly beloved by a lot of people in terms of the classic Disney films, but I don't think that it's the best movie, honestly. So this one I thought was just really, really well executed. I thought that the main actor, the young actor, did a really good job of playing off a lot of the animated characters, because that goes in line with another one of the great strengths of the film, was just the CGI for this looked gorgeous. Like, you could tell that it was computer generated, but it was just so fluid, and there was so much detail, and it was so bright and colorful. And the whole execution just felt so much more grand and epic than the original Jungle Book did. Uh, the worst thing about the movie was when they tried to bring in those songs from the original, which I thought were just a little out of place. But on the whole, though, I thought it was very enjoyable. I also watched a recent Kevin Costner movie called Criminal, which was, if you guys saw Selfless with Ryan Reynolds, if you guys remember that at all, it's basically the same movie, but it was pretty rough. That's pretty much it. This was like my one day off today, so I was planning on doing some other channel related stuff earlier in the day, but I ended up having to do some car stuff. But yeah, finally gave up my first car recently, so that was sad because it's gotten me through some pretty good times. But finally had to say goodbye to it and send it to the junkyard because it was having too many issues. But otherwise, driving around a lot, spent some time with the family. It was pretty good day. I know that the Phantom Group is planning on starting a new segment. I'm hoping we're going to kick this off because I feel like everybody's got all these crazy schedules. So here and I suggested what we're going to do is we're going to pick something basically to watch. And I don't know if it has to be specifically anime related, but we were thinking about picking some like OVAs, anime movies, or maybe like short series, like 13 episodes or less. Have everybody in the group that wants to watch it. We all do our own little brief reviews, and we kind of put in a collage like we did back in the day with the Green Clan, and try to make that a monthly thing. So the first one we're going to be watching, if you guys want to follow along with that, I believe is which one were we doing actually? I think it's like some sort of robot thing. Let me actually check. I'll tell you. Check good old Facebook. We were thinking about Robot Carnival, which actually looked pretty awesome. I actually saw Bennett the Sage's review of that, but it looked pretty good. Let me see. I believe we mentioned it recently. We're going to do. We're doing the Lupin TV special First Contact. So we're going to do some Lupin related content, which is always good. I kind of want to go back and try to rewatch the original anime because I'm glad Lupin, like a lot of these classic series, is kind of finally getting a bit rejuvenated. It's pretty awesome, in fact. Yeah, like I think I really need to catch up on. I want to actually rewatch a bunch of the old Miyazaki films too, and I was kind of thinking about possibly doing more anime movie reviews on the Phantom Group because I was checking out some of my older reviews, and for the most part I actually liked some of those. I find it kind of ironic that the one that got the most views was the one Bleach movie that I reviewed, which it's just like kind of speaks to a whole different point, but it's kind of depressing when like your Ghost in the Shell movie review has like 500 views and your Bleach movie Memories of Nobody has like 8,000, and you're like, one's more important than the other. It's just another generic shonen movie, but I didn't realize this because I don't really follow Naruto at all, but I knew there was the Boruto movie, which apparently, obviously establishes a new generation and continues on the Naruto story. Apparently, Naruto is going to keep on going. Hey, Dub. Hey, Sandro. Feel free to, ask questions. Like this. Please spread it around if you can. Let's get some people in here. Maybe we'll get some other guests later. But yeah, hey, how you guys doing? It's been going pretty well. But yeah, like it's just frustrating to me in that sense. But I don't know. But anyway, as I was saying, apparently Naruto is going to be continuing with Boruto. Like, is that? I think that's going to be a continuous thing. So the Naruto franchise is maybe trying to emulate Dragon Ball by not ending it all. It's just, which is fine because it's popular and it's whatever. I don't really have the hatred. I don't even know. Like the Naruto fan base is one thing that always has kind of been fascinating to me because like a lot of fan bases, there is a lot of passion, which is really obvious and perfectly fine. But I remember that when they were doing all those weekly chapter reviews and everybody complaining about things, and all this anger about all these decisions and the whole Toby thing, and then the Ninja War not having a whole lot of basic tension because of the lack of deaths. I just thought to myself, if you guys really take a step back and look at the Shonen Battle series, generally speaking, Naruto is like held to the standard by some people. Like it does have some pretty fleshed out characters and it does have a cool world, but really it's the same general formula of a lot of these other shows. Why are you getting so mad about it? That's why I was just invested enough in the general concept. I think there were certainly some dumb things, but maybe it's because I never cared quite as much as some people. I think the core of Naruto in the earlier days was generally good. I know a lot of people think Shippuden did amp things up by making things more serious, I guess, but even the earlier stuff got dark sometimes. It was just a little less lighthearted. The point I'm trying to get at here is that I find this a lot of time with a lot of people that are anime fans or weekly reviewers, especially a lot of people that review manga, and they get incredibly angry about it and they just constantly complain about things. And you're like, if you like the series so much, why are you reading it continuously if you're going to hate it all the time and just constantly read it to hate on it? It just seems kind of unproductive, honestly. And I know people have great fandoms for it. My point is that you love it, and a lot of reviewers just, I think, allow that emotion to kind of cloud their feelings when they do these weekly chapter reviews. And I also think it's a little iffy to be overly critical of something when you're not even really paying the author for the work. You're, reading it free online. I think you should take it with a grain of salt, but that's just me. Got to be careful with that. Ghost of the Shell is still more critically acclaimed. Naruto's appeal was just Naruto characters. To your first point, Ghost in the Shell, yes, I know Ghost of the Shell was more critically acclaimed, but my point is, I guess where I got off on this tangent is that I always find it kind of fascinating the degree of popularity versus influence, because there's no debating that Ghost in the Shell critically is, I think, more beloved by not just anime fans, but has a broader reach because it reaches outside to general sci-fi fans, to fans of animation in general, fans of film in general, and was much more important historically to getting people taking Japanese animation and animation in general as just a venue for serious storytelling. Bleach is more a product of the popularity of shonen after anime was already pretty well established in the West. And while I think Bleach, for instance, and Naruto and a lot of the shows, they have appeal which makes them beloved and probably will allow a lot of them to continue on for generations with that love, I don't know if it's necessarily as important as Ghost in the Shell. For Naruto, yes, I agree. The appeal was in the characters, and I think that's really the main draw for a lot of shonen, is much the same draw in a lot of those basic fantasy adventure tales, and like a lot of other reason that people like comic books. At its core, you like those good, well-defined ideas of good versus evil and strong moral characters that even people that hate on the shonen tropes and hate on the main characters, deep down, there is an aspect of those characters they do like, because if they didn't, they wouldn't watch the show, because whether or not you say you like, Sasuke more than Naruto, or Vegeta more than Goku, or, Zoro more than Luffy, you still probably tolerate those other main characters because they kind of embody the whole reason you're watching the show in the first place, to get you inspired, to make you feel good. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's just a very different type of story comparing something a little more layered like Ghost in the Shell to Bleach. I mean, depending on my mood, I'd rather watch some shonen fights, versus something really layered and complex. I mean, it's just a different genre for a different audience. That's all you have to take it as. I guess what I'm saying is it's just like, for the YouTube fan base, people will be more likely. People probably just think that it's just like the actual Bleach movie, and I'd somehow put it up on YouTube, and that's why they're more willing to watch it. Whereas I think a lot of younger anime fans might not even know what Ghost in the Shell is, and that's what depresses me. I feel like to really be a fan, you should be well-rounded and at least try to know other things, and it saddens me. But yeah, I think it got the message out to some people. I actually liked doing both reviews, but I want to get back to doing those in general, is what I'm saying. But yeah, on that note, with the whole Batman versus Superman thing, I feel like the more I think about that movie, the less I really want to think about that movie. I hope the DC movies get better, but I don't know. It's gonna be rough, I think. Well, at least we have great franchises to look forward to, like Allegiant. I think if you guys check out Oliver Harper, he does these really well done film reviews. I actually watched one of his Star Wars one and one of his Star Trek ones, and he does a really good job. Check him out if you like reviews of horror movies. I think his stuff is really styled more like a little mini documentary than it is a review, because the one thing I didn't like about his videos is like he will have like as an opening like 3 or 4 scenes of the movie before he even starts any kind of reviewing. I'm like, you could just put the movie up if you want to do that. Interesting fact, I never got into Ghost in the Shell since it debuted on Adult Swim, but I think many people like it because Makoto Kusanagi is a strong female independent protagonist. And I believe, Sandra, that you are correct. I mean, she is the most iconic thing about Ghost in the Shell. When you think about Ghost in the Shell, what do you automatically think of? Major Kusanagi. Now, some people might argue it's because at the time, seeing this, naked female sex symbol who was also, ironically, a strong independent female character, was something really shocking for a lot of people back then. But no, it's she is a good character. But I've always felt like in the film initially, Major Kusanagi isn't so much a well-defined character as she is a means to exploring the film's complicated themes. And I think she's almost like a mouthpiece for it. And she certainly seems sophisticated. And part of the problem is because she is a robot, she's struggling with the whole classic concept of the android trying to gain human emotions and dealing with the existential crises of what am I? Do I have a soul? All that good stuff. So I don't know. I think that it's one of those things I have to re-examine. I will be honest, like I think people seem to assume that I'm like a huge Ghost in the Shell fan because I made that video. I just felt like the controversy was misdirected. We need this Ghost. Some people think, I think one of my subscribers made a comment that they just felt it shouldn't be remade anyway because it was, good as it was. And you could certainly make that argument. I'm not going to deny that. But because anime is still relatively niche and there are a lot of people that probably don't know about Ghost in the Shell, making a live action version, kind of makes sense to reach that broader audience. But, I think for boosting the knowledge of anime, for everybody getting more people into it and getting it more accepted, I think it's important. Admittedly, I don't think the fact that it's being made means as much as it would have like 10, 15, 20 years ago, because, now we live in an age where everything is, able to be adapted. Anything's fair game now. If it's a familiar name that has a possibility of being a franchise, they're going to make a movie about it. So I kind of wish the Ghost in the Shell movie had come out 10, 15, 20 years ago rather than now. I'm not saying it would have been perfect, but, I think that adapting anime is a struggle. And I just it's sort of a mixed thing because on one part of me really wants this to be successful because maybe we can get to see some anime live action that could potentially be awesome. Because much the same way comic book movies, they were originally kind of laughed at. Now they're established as being legitimate cinema, and you could argue they're getting to the point where they're dominating the industry, and maybe it's kind of negative because it's overblowing things and everybody's trying to emulate it as opposed to coming up with more original content. However, with anime, you have the cultural barrier thing, and part of me would love to see like a live action Akira or a Cowboy Bebop movie or Trigun or something, but at the same time I'm thinking those are really good in their particular mediums. Do we need that? It could be so easy to screw it up. So, yeah, what do you guys think about that? Do you think it's a good thing or not? And, yeah, like I said, guys, feel free to ask questions, like the video, share it, spread it around, get more people in here. We'll probably go like this for half an hour, and I'll see if I can get other people. I believe Zoro and maybe Hero wants to join in. So, hopefully there'll be some good discussion. Usually is. But yeah, any OVAs or series or movies you want me to review, talk about, please send them in the comments. I'm taking requests again. I'll try to get to them when I can. If they use footage, they'll probably go up on the website. But I'm taking requests. So always taking requests. I do requests. Let's see. While you guys struggle for things to say, I'm gonna look up stuff. Animated Nazi image. Lands Russian activists in police questioning. Campaigner for a Russian Liberal Democratic political party, the People's Freedom Party, was summoned for questioning by Russian police after he shared a video on social media that included this figure from the series. Oh, I have a picture here of the Power Rangers costume for Rita Repulsa. A lot of green on Elizabeth Banks. Not sure how I feel about that. Apparently, Assassination Classroom's live-action movie is doing pretty well in terms of sales. Gundam Thunderbolt reaches its final episode, so I know a lot of people are talking about that. I still have yet to tackle Gundam. That's one of the things on the list, is finally tackling the original series. There's some filler in the more recent One Piece episode, which is common. Oh, wow, we're in Season 3 of Sailor Moon Crystal, which I did not even realize, but that's awesome, too. Oh, by the way, did you guys see the footage for the new Godzilla movie trailer? Oh, Godzilla looks freaking scary. It looks awesome. Oh, man. Yep, Hunter. Oh, yeah, Hunter x Hunter's back, too. That's been back with some new chapters, which is cool. I'm always a fan of Hunter x Hunter. Hey, Faraz, what's up? Let's see what else we got. More Flash Season 2 developments. Oh, Aquaman number 51. He goes to Scavenger to get some help. So if you guys are Aquaman fans. And it's funny, too, because here's an interesting story about Aquaman. He really is this interesting, like, cultural, MacGuffin. I don't know. Like, it's just, Aquaman's bizarre to me because for the longest time I assumed that people hated him and that he was a joke. He was a joke, it's Aquaman, right? But he's such a big part of the identity of the whole Super Friends and the Justice League. And he's big enough that he's considered, like, obviously one of the main members. He's got to be in the live action movies. But the thing that really surprised me is that, like, 6 months ago or so, I was working in the library for a little while. So, you got to notice some of the things that were circulating. And my library has a really good graphic novel section. It's actually how I got interested in comics, was, reading a lot of stuff there. And some kids came up to me and they asked me, where you guys have any Aquaman comics? Where are they? And I showed them where they were. And we had a lot of Aquaman comics. He's in demand. He has fans. I mean, I don't know if it's a huge fan base, but it's big enough that, that actually happened. I'm like, I never thought in my life I would ever meet anybody, even a kid, that would be literally seeking out Aquaman comic books. So it just goes to show that if you have an opinion about something, like you assume something, there's somebody on the other end that, you might be offending, like, just if the character exists and he sells books, I mean, there are fans. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have, like, read a little bit of Aquaman and I've seen the character done okay, but I've never thought that he was, like, fantastic. So it just blew my mind. But let's see what we got here. More people. Oh, okay. Yep. Keep sending in questions. Spread the stuff around, guys. And I see somebody did. So like, share, spread the video around. Hopefully have some guests later. Let's see. Yeah, I thought the movie for Ghost in the Shell had very interesting themes. That was like the crux of it. Could I review Macross Plus? That is a classic anime that I've never seen, and it's sci-fi and mech or whatever. That's like one of the old school ones that I've never seen. So I will include that. Let me write it down, though, so I don't forget about it. That's going to be from Super Saiyan Titan. I know you. Macross Plus, which I believe is connected to Robotech in some way, which is another thing I don't know about. It's like a different version or something. I don't know. Don't tell me too much, but if I could find a pen that would work, that would be fantastic. But you guys know how it is. Whenever you need something, it's never around, and whenever I don't need it, I have like 1,000 pens. Let's try this one. All right. Well, maybe an actual paper would help. Let's see if we can get this to work. Macross Plus. Okay. Try to do that at some point. Okay. Versus. Oh yeah, that's right. That movie. Yeah. That's right. Dub Yeah. Versus needs to be a thing. That movie. I was curious about it. So yeah, we'll keep that up. What are my thoughts on Super Episode 39, Goku versus Cisgender? Some people said Goku can somewhat take on Superman. Goku. Oh my gosh. Sandro, that whole Superman versus Goku thing has been done to death. And I honestly think that even though I personally do think that they have depowered Goku a lot in those death battles, they also put a lot of time and effort into it. And I think they made a legitimate point that from a story perspective, the characters do function differently. So they could keep doing these battles. And if they really wanted to go hard at it, Superman will always win. They had a very well-defined argument. I'm not happy about it. I think Goku could defeat him, but Superman can do ridiculous things in the comics because in American superhero comics, one of the great things and one of the bad things about it is that you can do anything you want. So, Superman changes in that sense. He does all the time. So they could do it, and it would be great if Goku won in one of them. But at this point, it would just be them trying to satiate you guys that complain about it. So I don't know. Don't even worry about it. I think yes, Goku could potentially do it, but I think he could have done it in the first death battle. I think this argument will go on forever for the same reason that's already been established. You know what I mean? From what I know of Ghost in the Shell, Makoto is treated way more comedic in the manga and even perverted. The film treats her way more serious, and the TV series is a combination of both. That sounds about right. You like her. I think people like her for the reasons you probably think they like her on the surface, but there is definitely more to make her a legitimate character. I just think that the themes of the series are kind of what elevate it to the popularity it has. Thoughts on the recent Dragon Ball Super episodes? I'm a little behind. I think some of the fights seem potentially interesting. I'll be honest with you. I think that from what I've seen, I'm a couple episodes behind. I think that Dragon Ball Super is fun. I legitimately think it's fun. I think it's sticking to its roots with the more comedic, adventurous elements. And I think it's actually doing something really awesome, establishing more about the world, which is one thing I really wanted from Dragon Ball, is kind of building upon the already established mythos. But the problem I have with it right now is that, once again, we're in a tournament arc. And I know some people have made the argument that there is some bit of tension and there are stakes because the universe is technically in peril. The Earth is technically in peril, but it's in peril in a way of inconvenience. Like, oh, we're going to send it to this other universe. That's awkward, but if he's not going to blow up the planet or enslave it or anything, that's weird. I mean, I'm sure they could alter the physical development of the planet, but I don't think it's the same level of just saying, oh, let's exterminate everybody. Basically what I'm saying is that I like Super right now. I think it's fine, but we really do need to try and have another arc that not only includes more of the characters, but actually adds more stakes. Definitely. I know Nappa killed all of Aquaman's whales. Whales. Can casual fans enjoy Batman versus Superman? I think the real question is, can anybody enjoy Batman versus Superman? I mean, I honestly couldn't tell you. It's one of those things where, despite the critical reaction, the movie is actually doing well in terms of the general audiences. A lot of people thought it was at least okay. I mean, maybe not fantastic, but it's not. I think the movie is not as divisive as some people might think, honestly. I honestly couldn't tell you. I think some people, it depends on what you're going into. I think if you have certain priorities from what you expect, I don't think it'll necessarily be bad, but I think it could very easily be bad. Yeah, they can if they can turn their brains off. Well said. Hey, Merlin, one question. Who are your top 5 anime main characters? I might have to make an official video about that or something, because you put me on the spot like that. I'll try to give you something. We'll probably keep them from my main series that I like. Main characters, though. Main characters. Well, I really like Dr. Tenma from Monster. I think he's a very good main character. I really like main characters. I like Yusuke a lot. Hakusho, of course. I like Vash the Stampede. I really like Kenshin. And I like Kenshiro. So that's 5 there for you. But that's tough, man. That's a really hard one. I'd have to think more about it. But there are some really good ones. Who are some of your favorite main characters, guys? Macross confuses me. He said about Mecha's girls singing. I have no idea. Maybe learn of that one of her parents was a chipmunk. Since I don't watch Superman, I don't have any right to talk about who would win. I mean, as long as you know something about the character, you have an opinion. But I don't know. I hope. Well, future. Oh, speaking of which, I did finally play a little bit of Xenoverse, and I actually it's kind of funny. I like the fact that they did sort of add in some RPG elements, like some little bit of character customization. I'm doing this. I'm kind of having some fun with it, and there is some minor character stuff. But basically what they did was they had the same gameplay they normally always do, where you go through all the different sections. But this time there's actually just a plot reason for it. So it's a little more interesting with the same stuff. Forget about that sense of danger. That's never going to come back. I mean, it's there. I mean, it would only be there. I don't know. It's kind of amazing that it was able to have that much tension throughout all of Dragon Ball for all those decades, with basically characters, having no sense of death. It really is kind of amazing. But I think at this point, it would be difficult to do. I'm not going to lie. Let's take the Earth and move it somewhere else. Exactly. My favorite Hakusho fight. I mean, that's pretty easy. It would probably be like one of the ones in the Dark Tournament. I'm honestly thinking Yusuke versus Toguro. I really am. I think that's probably the best fight in the entire series, at least between the main characters. Though I really liked Hiei's fight with Gyobu there was pretty good. Now, really, all the main characters against Team Toguro are pretty awesome, though. Let's see. Thoughts on Star Wars Force Awakens? I mean, I've already talked about it. I watched it again, actually. I actually rented it briefly and watched it again. I think it's a solid movie. I think Star Wars Force Awakens is good. I think it's also very safe because it does recycle a lot of those plot elements. And I think it's doing something where it knows it's going to have sequels, so it's different than back in the day where it just kind of happened by a lot of chances and things that were meant to be and people working together and creating something awesome almost by happenstance. But no, I think Force Awakens is good. I still think it's not a perfect movie, but I do think it's a very good movie. I don't know if I'd say it's great because it's kind of so wrapped up in the entire franchise and fandom at this point that it created it. It feels much more purposely manufactured than something in the original trilogy, I guess. But it is very good, though. If you could say one thing to Ed and Al, what would you say? Now that is an interesting question. I'd be a bit facetious, and I'd be like, so which one of you is the Full Metal Alchemist? Just to get Ed's reaction, because I always found that hilarious. Now, in all honesty, I would just ask them what would be the safest way to use alchemy on a daily basis, and would they be willing to teach me? Because I think learning alchemy would be fun. I think it's honestly one of the coolest and most unique anime powers, and I think that it's one of the few series, at least one of the few major shonen series. I never thought about this before, actually. Something new from Fullmetal Alchemist, another reason it's great. It's one of the few times where the power set in a shonen series actually is directly related to the plot and actually has repercussions, negative repercussions to the plot that are centered around it. Like, alchemy is huge, and it's brought up a lot. It really is the center of everything. But, it's not just there to give people upgrades. It's there to boost to the plot. Dub says Lupin from Lupin the Third, which is a great choice. Lupin's great because you can stick him in virtually any situation, and he's good. He's also a very fun character that's easy to get behind. He's likable. He's funny. But he's also kind of tough. I mean, he's basically like a Robin Hood meets James Bond. He's all his gadgets and everything. It's awesome. Sandro, my top 5: Goku, Kenshiro, Kenshin, Yusuke, and Pegasus. You like your shonen, but hey, that's fine. Those are all good choices. I still need to watch more Say. I haven't seen much of that at all, but need to get back on that. Beerus creates a little bit of a sense of danger, but even in Battle of Gods, they established him as like he's already a mentor. He's not really a villain. Like he could potentially blow up the Earth, but it's treated so comedically that whenever you treat something comedically, it's not going to have as much tension as if it was a serious villain. I'm a huge fan of the Hiei versus Mikuro, and it saddens me that it's not the anime original. That's true. Well, there are some great fights there. In order for Yusuke Urameshi, Edward Elric, Vash Stampede, Spike Spiegel, and Gon, all good characters. Even in an anime original, you should enjoy it anyways. Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Hero's right. It still counts. Have you ever watched King of Lightning's Fairy Tail and Naruto rant videos? Not too often. My favorite video of King of Lightning was an older one where he just like talked about Dragon Ball fanboys overreacting to things, and it was pretty funny. Yeah, I watch King of Lightning occasionally. Use alchemy to turn water into boiled water. I know, right? Crazy Boy Hero, you should read. A Lady Snowblood as a good female lead, as an assassin in search of revenge. The manga has 4 volumes and a guide that's 1 volume. So Hero, you're getting some recommendations, man. All right, I guess I'll start inviting people because Hero showed up now. So he can give me a break and I can drink my drank, so to speak. Drank my drank. All right, let me go ahead and invite some people. All right. Let me go ahead and invite these peeps. There you go. In whatever. And I guess I'll send in the stream link itself. Yep. And you know Hero's going to jump in here any second. Any second. He's sending me a message now. When I feel like it, he says. When I feel like it. And you can jump in whenever you feel like it. Who do you think is the most badass? Hiei, Vegeta, or Killua? All right. The most badass, you say. Now, that is an interesting term. Defining badass as basically the most tough guy who just plays by his own rules and you know, just wrecks the most stuff, you know, takes the bad guys down, basically. Well, I mean, I think by my bias, I would say Vegeta because he is a tough guy. But the thing about Vegeta, upon years and years of reflections, I kind of realized he makes a lot of really dumb decisions. And he can be kind of annoying. Like Vegeta can be a really annoying character. I mean, he does some badass things, but if you think about it, he does mostly take out henchmen and stuff. I don't know. And like he defeated most of the Ginyu Force when they were down. Like it's just like, I'm sorry, but the way he kills Raccoon and Berter is not badass. It's brutal, but badass, I don't know. Killua is pretty cool. He's done some really badass things, but I feel like he has a lot of time for his character to grow. So honestly, I think Hiei might be the most badass of the 3. My favorite music band, it's probably Tool or Perfect Circle. I really like those guys. What are your thoughts on the latest Suicide Squad trailer? You know, I think that I think it's good. I think that Suicide Squad definitely has potential to be an interesting movie, a fun movie, but I don't know. I'm still very tentative about it, honestly. Very tentative about it. I think Z might jump in. Come on, I see you there, Z. I see that Skype message. It's got that little thing that says, you know, you're online, but you're like unavailable, or whatever. Come on, Z. I see you. You jump in there. Hiei, Vegeta, Killua. Vegeta loses way too much. I still prefer Vegeta, though. That's how I feel about it, honestly. Like, I think Vegeta, like, I really want to say he's badass. I mean, in terms of scale of power, and he seems badass, but he gets his ass kicked a lot, in all honesty. What are your thoughts for the second team? The Ninja Turtles movie? You know, my first impression, it looks like fucking garbage. Like, I'm sorry, pardon my language. You know, it looks so bad. Oh, man. Yozi, no, you jump in here, man. You got to join in. I miss my Phantom Group peeps, man. That's why I do it. But, no, the Ninja Turtles movie, just makes me want to give up. Like I feel like lately sometimes I just want to give up on movies because I do see a lot of good stuff, but I think it's outweighed by just a lot of annoying stuff. Like I guess it is basic logic, and I can't fault the studios for wanting to make money, but I feel like it's less about, you know, making art now and more about just pumping out a product. You know what I mean? I just think that's becoming more and more apparent. It's not even well hidden. And with the Ninja Turtles movie, I just think it's an excellent example of that, unfortunately. It really is. I think Bebop and Rocksteady look like Bebop and Rocksteady, and I think that'll make some fans happy. And I mean, I know it's kind of one of those things that's difficult to defend because Ninja Turtles is capable of some really solid, excellent storytelling, but at the same time, it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles where it's really silly, you know? So, make a bad one? No. And no, answer your question, crazy boy, is no, I have not. Dragon of the Darkness Flame. I'm eating a energy bar. Oh yeah, that's right. Let's see. Oh, I I read an article recently. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. It was a funny one. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. It was not correct. It was just, it was funny for me to read. It's all. Hold on. Oh yeah. 20 reasons why Star Trek is better than Star Wars. Okay. Let's go through this because this was kind of hilarious. Oh, but there is a conversation going on here. Berserk isn't really overrated. I mean, I think the thing is Berserk is just one of the few major seinens that anybody knows about. In all honesty. Yeah, I guess Vegeta getting his butt kicked all the time is a good way to balance out his pride. That's true. Who is the most intimidating? Sensui, Hisoka, or Father from Fullmetal Alchemist? You know, for each of those characters, it really depends on the context of the scene they're involved in. I'm gonna hate to say this though, but I think out of all of them, probably within his series, Father, because when you see him, he just seems so like otherworldly and so much more powerful. But his initial introductions, Father is really scary because he just seems so detached. Like he doesn't even care about all the things he's doing. He doesn't really consider it worth talking about, essentially. Faraz, my opinion is I don't know. I think I'm going to go for PS4 because I've had an Xbox 360 for a long time, but it doesn't really matter. From what I understand, it depends on whether or not you're a PlayStation person or an Xbox person at this point. I think I have somebody joining me. Looks like a certain anime hero. Hero, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Like that video and spread it around, man. Come on.
Okay. I'll like it. I'll spread it.
Yeah, you spread it around. You spread it around real good, man.
Real good.
Let's see here. Hisoka is definitely a pedo. I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. Back me up here. You know it's true, right?
He's a pedo with a capital P, man. It's like his nan ability should be called pedophilia.
He is a pedo clown magician. We've already established this. Did I finish the Naruto manga? Honestly, the Naruto, like I read a lot of the manga back in the day, and I just kind of like sporadically read it like over the last couple of years of its run, but I never really like officially finished it. I just kind of stopped caring. Dante. Oh yeah, Dante's far more intimidating. Good answer. Good answer. Hero did show up, correct? Yeah. Since we, all right. Well, okay. Hero, let me ask you. Okay. Of these three villains, which one do you think is the most intimidating? Okay.
Okay.
Um, Sensui, Hisoka, or Father? And Crazy Boy went with an awesome answer. You know what he said?
What do you say?
Dante.
I don't know. I was thinking more Hisoka with honesty because you don't you don't know what goes on in his head.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean okay. I don't think Hisoka is that intimidating most of the series, but that one scene when they're in the Hunter exam, that arc, and you know what happens. That was scary. You were like fearing for Goen's life and his little tush, man. Fearing for his.
Goen pissed himself, man. He pissed himself for a reason.
I mean, like people will like try to write that off, like, oh man, he was just scared of him. Something went down in those woods. Okay, it's obvious.
I don't know, man. It's like the title for it. The title of the episode. Something went down in the woods.
Something X went down X in the woods. X. So here, I want to ask you though, because it seems like it's coming up a lot, and we're going to be talking about it in the fandom group soon anyway. But do you think Lupin is getting a rediscovery for his popularity? Is he getting a bit of a boost? Because he seems to be popping.
I would say so, yes, because more of his stuff is actually getting brought over here, or some lost materials have been coming back into print. Like a couple of months ago, they confirmed that Red Jacket, well, you know, the 150 something, the longest Lupin anime, the 155 episodes is, or I think it was 55, 155, that it got picked up. And supposedly there's actually some lost episodes that were dubbed but never got officially released, so they're gonna show more of those.
Nice.
So that, and the Richard Epcar confirmed that the newest one, Blue Jacket, is going to have an English dub.
Sweet. Sweet. So, Hero, what's been going on, man?
Not much, man. My life has been kind of just a little stale. Well, actually, I would say that, but a few days ago, which was yeah, for 2 days now, my mom's been like kind of ill.
Oh no.
And I kind of feel responsible for it because I'm the one that suggested, like, let's eat from right here. And since then, she's been sick. So, yeah, not much of a hero, man.
Hero, you poisoned your mom, man. How could you do that? What are you trying to do, man? What are you trying to do?
I wasn't trying to do anything. It just happened. Like,
Let me ask you, what place did you go? Was it like a chain restaurant, what I know, or is it some weird Texan thing?
I think it's available everywhere. Is that we usually eat from there every now and then, but I don't know why this time around she just got really sick.
Are you going to name the establishment, or is it going to remain a mystery for the rest of the night?
Well, I'll tell you what it is, man. It was Long John Silver's. We ate some chicken.
Oh, God. Well, there's your answer right there. That's like Long John Silver's. That's like the greasiest. No, Hero. Come on. You eat some like come on. Aren't you supposed to tell your mom to make some homemade food? She cooks, right?
Yeah, I know, but I'm not gonna boss her around or anything.
No, you don't have to boss her. Your mom should, make food for you. Or, okay, maybe she doesn't. I mean, my mom hasn't cooked in a long time, but you could suggest. Okay, my point is, Long John Silver's is like, I wouldn't say it's the worst of the fast food establishments, but it's definitely one of the greasiest. No doubts there. Okay, but
I don't know, man.
Of note, sir. Whatever. Of note.
What?
Anything else going on of note? You said it's been a little stale, like just uneventful.
Oh, yeah. Well, recently I tried to do like some illustrations for one video, but I'm not sure whether I'm gonna keep that for like a style or not. Because I think you noticed, I don't know if you watched this, but I want to say you did. It was the Lupin Final Impressions for Blue Jacket.
Yeah, I watched that.
Yeah, and you noticed that I started doing like some characters in there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Well, this is like the last thing I ever did. Actually, let me check. There we go.
Mm-hmm. It looks Lupin-esque to me.
Yeah, no, it is that's where the idea came from, honestly.
No, that's fine. I actually kind of I like that style because your style is much more angular, and yeah, everybody's like a triangle, so it's weird to see a character that's a little more square.
No. The only other one I did was this one, but I messed up on the waist, so I just showed you from the top upwards.
Oh, well, you did the cleavage very well here, I must say.
Okay, you want us close up?
No, and I like the little detail on the elbows. That's good. So the shading on the sides is good.
Yeah, no,
I could make
I
one
like it.
suggestion.
You want
Um,
to gesture?
think I feel like you could probably do something with the make the face a little more defined because it everything else looks more three-dimensional. The face looks like it's a little, I don't know.
Well, here's the thing. I was trying to. Well, here's the thing. The original drawing was back in. Actually, I have no idea how old this picture is. Well, I'll just compare and contrast. Okay, so this is the one I did recently for that video.
Yeah.
Well, which making her making an angry face, but this was the original illustration, and my hard time was the eyes.
Well, the eyes are good, but you got to work on those lips, man. Get my lady some lips. Let me
No,
answer.
don't worry.
And if you guys have questions for Hero, please send them in. Am I excited for Fantastic Beasts? Oddly enough, even though I have not read the book, I kind of am excited for it. Because I do like, I do like Harry Potter, and I think that it looks like it's well made. But I also don't know. The Harry Potter franchise seems like it's continuing to, continue in its popularity, but I don't know if it really is justified anymore. I don't know. I thought the series is done. Let's let it go. Let it gain nostalgia. But no, got to grab onto it like everything else. Hunter makes money. Wow. Okay. Sandro had an interesting statement here I would like you to add to, please.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Think about this statement. Okay. Community and code provider, big code provider, are fed up with Hunter x Hunter dialogues. Sandro says, I truly think that without the reboot, Hunter x Hunter would not get the praise that it gets so highly, LOL. So I'm going to cut back to Google Hangouts and look at Hero and ask the question, what are your thoughts on that, sir?
Well, I would say that the boom, how can I put this? It wouldn't have come as fast without this new version, with honesty, because lately people don't pay attention until it's right in front of their face.
True.
I mean, like, obviously there was already fans of, the old Hunter x Hunter, like, way back, but yeah, I mean, take, for example, the Hero Academia and One Punch Man. No one really, even though the manga existed, even Attack on Titan, even though the manga existed already for a while, like, people didn't start paying attention until an anime adaptation makes it happen.
Well, let me ask you, is that a good thing or a bad thing that people are less likely to go out and seek things and read? Is that just a sign that it's lazy, or do you think it's good we have these anime adaptations to spread the word? Because that's kind of their point in a lot of ways.
Well, part of it, yeah, it is spreading the word because most of these you would have to research or look for them via either like someone recommending it, reviewing it, or you just happen to see a picture of it somewhere. I mean, it's easier to advertise or market something that's animated in movement rather than just an image. True. Especially like if you're part, like, let's say the YouTube or any type, I would say if you're more part of the YouTube community of any sort, or you're highly engaging on the web or something, then you'll more than likely come across these things. But if you're someone that is more outgoing, I'd say, or not as into anime, you'll probably find out more through external means, such as the television or, well, I guess on demand or something.
Netflix or something, yeah. So so you're saying it's better for the casual viewer, but I guess how much of a section is the casual viewer for fan bases? I mean, do they make up the majority?
Well, I don't know, man, because I mean, these people come out of nowhere, like they never heard this one thing, and then all of a sudden everyone starts flocking. I mean, but what I also hate is that it also gets the attention of just a lot of superficial shit. I mean, I already talked about this with the One Punch Man video. It's just everyone is just hyping up the whole power scale, and then I got so upset like about a week ago when a new type of video popped out, which, like, come on, you just let it go. Just that guess what it was? Guess what it was?
What?
It was Punch Man. It was One Punch Man related, but guess what the idea was about?
For what? I'm sorry, I was looking at somebody's comment. What was the thing that I'm guessing?
Okay. What type of video was this One Punch Man vid about?
Was it a versus fight with a certain other anime character?
Yes, but you would never guess who.
Uh,
Or maybe you will. I don't know.
wait. It's not obvious one. So okay,
No, no, well,
is it Guts?
no,
Maybe.
no, not guts, not guts. But it is something that's barely that people are barely aware of.
Uh, uh,
Basically, what I saw is that well, I'll just say Merlin said in Hero Academia, there's this like very Americanized superhero named All Might, and that what the video's about. Can One Punch Man beat All Might? I'm like, come on,
like it.
come
Well,
on, you just started.
it's
The show just barely started. I mean, Hero Academia only had 2 episodes out so far, and or was it 3? I already lost track. But but
that's
it's
Hero.
3 episodes so far, and
Hero.
I'm like, come on.
Hero. That's
Come
just
on.
the fans grabbing to something popular and saying, "Hey, let's compare One Punch Man to this, like we did again." Everything else. I
I don't
mean,
know, but I just get kind of tired of those things a lot.
oh, those things are stupid, but people like fans like to have the. I mean, you know what's funny? Those things were better when they were in moderation, but everybody's doing them now. Like people, versus for everything.
It's the internet, man. That's why it's easy to find that type of thing.
Exactly.
Before you would have these conversations with your friends, like during during like your lunchtime.
That's true. It all basically is rooted in that whole teenage adolescent geeks talking all over the lunch table. You're right. That's what we have. It's a platform for when we grow up. We can all do that online. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what the internet's for. Is for all our teenage debates to go on forever in the digital world. That's what it is.
The lunchtime misadventures, man.
That's true. So there was an interesting question here. I want to get your comment on this one.
Oh man, at this point, this is becoming an interview, man.
Well, fine. I did owe you another interview. We'll have to do another one. But actually, Hero, would you like to do another interview? Because I'm planning to do one with all the Phantom Group people again, but this time themed. Can you guess what yours is going to be about?
Heroes? I don't know.
We're gonna do a North Star discussion, man. I'm gonna interview you with North Star stuff. Come on.
Well, sorry, we're on the hero subject, so I was gonna be that.
Hero, we're always on the hero subject with you because you're about heroes, man, and manly stuff. Anyway, the question was, Merlin, would you do the waifu thing? And if so, who? Now, Hero, I want you to, Hero, I want you to help define this for me because this is how out of the loop I am. I know of the term waifu and what it generally means, but when he asked me that question, am I to wager, to guess perhaps, to postulate that he's suggesting I use an anime female as a possible wife in an imaginary setting? Is that the question?
Well, I suppose I really don't know, or at least you have one in mind.
No, I'm saying, is that what he's asking? Is that what he's asking?
I don't know. I never get asked about waifus either.
Well, I guess it's a compliment. It's a first time for me. My waifu, I don't know. I mean,
who's your waifu?
There's, I mean, I guess, okay, like this is one of those weird situations where it's like I have to think about it realistically. Like, okay, realistically, I would like a waifu would be like Riza Hawkeye. Like she's pretty awesome. She's balanced enough. She's realistic. But you want to go for somebody like Revy from Black Lagoon, but she wouldn't be a waifu in real life. That wouldn't work. She'd kill me. It's like I don't know. So I don't know. It's a weird thing to ask to find.
Well, I'm looking at urban dictionaries, like literal definition, see what they say.
Translate for me, please. Young people.
Okay. What it says that a waifu, in contrast to a harem, is the love between one man and his one and only waifu. You treat your waifu with the utmost respect and courtesy, and most refuse to even fap to their beloved, seeing the act as an insult to the non-existent woman they have committed themselves to.
What? Wait a minute. So this is basically just a wife, but a wife that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. So they're saying that if I had a wife that was my be-all end-all wife, real or not, that I would not pleasure myself if she wasn't around? That seems pretty hardcore.
You don't.
That's way too hardcore for me, man. That's pretty devoted. Like
trying to keep yourself like purity, man.
I mean, I understand that it's purity, and that's ideally great. Like if I married a woman and I was committed to her, fine. But if she doesn't exist, I can't even like deal with it when she's not there.
I don't know. Like
What kind of standard?
obviously,
It's
well,
ridiculous.
I don't know. You obviously mean with the anime video game manga characters, but I don't know, man. Really, so it's not
Well,
exactly. I mean, I'd say having a waifu is better than the whole, body pillow experience.
I guess that's true. It's better to have a waifu than to actually be gross. But no, I haven't really spent a lot of time, imagining the anime girlfriend of my dreams. But I mean, I guess everybody goes through that phase once in a while. Let's see. Thoughts on the latest JoJo Part 4? I haven't actually watched any of it. Hero, is it any good?
It's been all right so far. I just noticed that the anime is starting to use like some more masking visual effects. Is the best way I can put it. Basically, it's like images overlapping each other.
Why would they do that? Is it cost effective saving, maybe?
I guess because you could just like I don't think I have a picture of what I'm talking about, but I guess it conserves the budget. I mean, for one thing, a lot of the character designs are much more simplified now because they're sticking to like the more or less how Diamonds Unbreakable looks like by the end of the series. So none of the faces are as detailed as their manga illustrations.
Well, that's pretty common whenever you're doing an anime adaptation, anyway.
Yeah, but it's like it's very noticeable though. Because I feel like there's like a lot of lack of texture, but the overall content is still like still about the same as the anime. But everyone's still like on edge because they're wondering whether the pacing is gonna be like outrageously fast, like in Phantom Blood, or is it gonna be like Stardust Crusaders again, or somewhere in the middle.
Because I thought that I thought Phantom Blood was. See, I thought it was fast paced, but it wasn't like Whiplash fast paced. It was okay, manageable. But I like the fact that Crusaders really did take their time. That was pretty cool. So I don't know. Part 4 is kind of where I started to lose some interest. So yeah, Augusto. To be fair, I did not do a Sensui analysis. I did a comparison with Sensui and Toguro, but I could do a full Sensui analysis maybe if you want. Do you think Togashi came back because the anime ended and he was worried about a steady paycheck vanishing? He doesn't need money. He just feels guilty. He wants to finish the stuff for his fans, man. He doesn't need money. He's got that Sailor Moon money he's rolling in. You all know that.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, you still get income through the Yu Yu Hakusho and Hunter x Hunter manga, so
yeah, through the rights, man, through merchandise.
Just royalties.
He'll get stuff. Yeah. I heard Fist of the Blue Sky is better written because after Rao died, the story has a decline in quality. What do you think about that, Hero? You read that?
Fist of the Blue Sky, the beginning is like really, really rough, with all honesty. If you look for, well, actually, I don't know if the video is up anymore, but there was this one guy that was doing these Fist of North Star retrospectives. And they're basically documentaries, no matter how you look at it. So they're really good, but he had trouble with his recent video because of a copyright claim by something, whatever. But the point is, like, even he agrees. Like, I'm pretty sure he's older than me, so he's like, I want to say his 30s. I don't know, but the point is, he's an adult. He's a parent. I should be more specific. And he's a fan of the North Star, and even he agrees. He's like, yeah, Fist of Blue Sky is it's rough in its beginning, but once you push through it, like in the, we're talking manga here, if you get to like to the hundreds or so, which is, that's still a lot of chapters. Once you get in there and you see Nazi Rao, then everything starts going smoothly.
Well, let me ask you that. I didn't really know this. When you were reading it initially, I remember you saying that you didn't like Fist of Blue Sky that much. Are you saying now that you think it's better written than North Star?
No, he didn't let me finish. Like, no, I don't think it's better written than North Star as a whole. I mean, for one thing, there's less characters that are to like compared to the first original series. There's that, and then I do appreciate some of the new changes to this because Blue Sky almost feels like a bit of a reboot when it comes to the lore of Fist of North Star or its history. Because one of the interesting aspects is that Kazumi Kenshiro, like, even though he's the 62nd Master of the North, it's not complete yet. Because I bullshit you not, you didn't even see him do Atatata until like 100 some chapters later.
Oh, that's pretty ridiculous, actually.
Yeah, so see, that's how incomplete the art style was. I mean, the fighting style was. So.
Huh. Wow. Okay, that's certainly different. That's for sure. Let me see what else we got here. Okay. Rel Gaiden in Hakoten no Ken. What's that here? I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's Ray Gaiden.
Rel Gaiden?
It's a spin-off for Ray, like his manga spin-off, which so for whatever reason it has like a lot of like like topless women and sex scenes. No,
Oh, that's a draw for you.
yeah, no, just like like how can we make this manlier? Let's have sex.
Well, it certainly boosts the fandom there for sure. Let's see. Would you be mad if your wife cheated on you with a woman?
That depends who.
Well, okay. All right. I will admit this is an interesting question because, in general, I would be upset if my wife cheated on me. Sure. Like, my opinion, I'm very liberal about this. I'm open-minded. Like, hey, if you want to do something within reason, just let me know about it. You know, don't lie and deceive me. But I will confess here, I don't know how you feel about this. I would probably be less angry if my wife cheated on me with a woman than with a man. Now, why do you think that might be?
Why? Well, that leads to me. That leads to a lot of dirty thoughts going across my mind. Well, for starters, man. Obviously, it was another man. Like that's it. Like no.
Oh, okay. So
we're coming back.
Are you suggesting that the attention of another woman is not the same as that of another man?
No. Well, then again, I was thinking it depends on the woman. Like, what if the woman's like, I don't know, like how can I put this? More tougher, I don't know, like she's a bit more demanding or something. You know what I mean?
You mean like
more demanding, more assertive or something? I don't know. Like then I want to pick.
It's one of the situations. I guess everybody's different. They have to look at their relationships. I mean, if somebody's cheating on you in general, you probably have to reevaluate what's going on in your life. It's not a healthy relationship anyway. But yes, I would probably be upset in general.
Well, one of the reasons like I can't give a good, proper like simulation of my feelings is depends like how much that I fall for this like wife of mine.
True.
I mean, because at the end of the day, it's still like a betrayal, you know.
Yeah, that's true. It's the betrayal. Merlin, your waifu is FMA. You don't fap to it, and you love it.
FMA is your wife.
Well, excuse me, crazy boy. How do you know I don't? Oh. Uh-oh. Must be assuming. No, okay.
Yeah, that's weird. You know, that'd be weird. I mean, fapping to an anime series in general and not to an actual character.
Well, think about it though. We all metaphorically fap to a series when we like it. Like, oh god, Berserk's so good. Yes, yes, so good right now. You know, we all do it a little bit mentally. It's fine. I heard JoJo is the weakest part because the story is too disconnected. Coin term by Z3. What do you think about that here?
Oh, well, Z3 has his opinions, and I have mine, and you have yours, and they have theirs.
Everyone has their own opinion. Always well said, Hero. Merlin,
but
played.
Well, you read it, didn't you, or no? Or you haven't finished it?
Part 4? No, part 4 I never finished. That's kind of where I started to get a little disinterested. And that part 5 just was like, no. So I haven't picked up JoJo past that point.
Well, I'm not gonna deny that about being disjointed like that is a truth, but the problem with JoJo, comparing JoJo is like comparing Space Dandy as a whole. Like everything's so subjective.
Very true. It all depends on what you prefer, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, because like the best way to describe part 4 is like a horror slice of life, and now that I think about it, it's a little bit like Halloween with Yoshikage Kira. So, but it really comes down to like how many of the actual content you like from part 4, because like me personally, I don't like the reason I don't like part 8 at the moment is because I don't like any of the characters.
That's a problem.
Yeah, so that's a problem. So that's the thing. So it varies.
Let's see. Merlin, have you ever played Mortal Kombat? Yes, but only the older stuff. Would you like Ronin live action? If so, who'd you cast as a director? I actually think Ronin's pretty awesome. And the biggest influence of that was, of course, what would that be, Hero? You know what it
Wait,
is.
wait. You say Ronin or what? Or
Yeah, the comic book by Frank Miller, Ronin.
yeah, yeah.
You know what its biggest influence was? Like what did it create? Helped inspire?
Oh shit. Oh yeah, I know.
What?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
True. But more directly, what did it inspire? More recently. Ooh, it's coming
You mean
back.
the Samurai Jack?
Correct. So yeah, I don't know, a good director for that. That's a good question. Probably somebody like Bryan Singer would be good for that, or maybe Ridley Scott, because he did Blade Runner. I think that Samurai Blade Runner would be pretty cool. Let's see. I would be pissed off because that tells me she was gay all along. I guess I guess if you didn't notice, that was pretty bad for everybody. Relationships are very complicated, but I think there are couples out there that can last over 20 years or longer. I mean, it's possible, but it's tough. You got to find somebody you click with really well. Merlin, would you rather have Spike or Vicious move set? You mean like their fighting styles? I mean, I would probably prefer swords over guns. So yeah, I think so. And people are arguing about JoJo now. So,
And with Zayn Z3.
well, see, how about you just get your butt in here, man, and stop getting in the comments like you always do. He likes to hang out in the background. Likes
Yeah,
to
I
hang
know.
out, hanging out, be chill like that, you know. Oh man, Z, I got a question. If I'm gonna do interviews again, like I was telling Hero, and each one of the first ones is gonna be like tailored to a particular series. Now, which one am I gonna ask you about so you can prepare? I want to see your answer. See if you guess right, because he'll think he'll know. Hero, what do you think it is, Hero?
Dragon Ball? Or
Could it be? What does Z think though? Oh, he's got to get up early. Got to get up early. Now we're getting to the silly questions. Merlin, would you want Broly muscles?
should you want Broly's muscles?
I mean, I would like to be more in shape, but I feel like that's a little extreme. Like people wouldn't even want to be around me. Like, God, this guy's just a giant. Why is he so big? It's unnatural. Because Broly's not just muscular. He is huge. He's like bigger than a person can be. He's a giant, man.
No, he's double like the height of a person.
It's too much muscle, man. It's too much.
I don't know, man. Broly looks like he's either from Baki the Grappler or One Piece, man. One of the two.
I know he looks like a One Piece villain. It's true. Actually, now that we're talking about him, guess what? Let's talk about Broly.
Oh boy.
You like Broly, Hero?
Like I think everyone at some point really liked him, but then it kind of faded.
They liked him, and then they were like, just no.
Mm.
So I've got an interesting idea for you. What if I tried to market like certain Dragon Ball themed foods, and I went for like obviously you had a pizza place for Dragon Ball stuff. It would be the Strum Broly.
Oh,
You'd eat it. You'd eat it.
I knew you were gonna go with some food pun with Dragon Ball names, but I wasn't prepared for that.
Oh man, I outdo myself too easily, Hero. Thoughts on DC Rebirth? If you don't know, DC is merging New 52 with Pre-Crisis. Yes, I've heard about this, and okay, this is the thing. They already realized how much they have screwed over their fans at this point. Like you had an established universe that people were reading. Like I know that I was reading like stuff from that universe that was decades old, and I was fine with it. So if you wanted to reboot the series, that's fine. Go the ultimate route. You can do like a younger Superman or younger Batman and just do it as separate. That's fine to get younger people in. I'm okay with that. But now you've already spent like the last 5 years or so establishing this new universe, and now you're just we'll bring the old universe back. You're just going to confuse all the people that are reading your books. Because I'll be honest, I know older fans, and I guess this must be why they're doing it because of sales. I haven't read with the exception of some Batman stuff, I haven't read recent comics in years. Not for DC. So, you know, now all the kids that have been reading it for the last 5 years are gonna be like, what do they mean they're changing it? All the stuff we read the last 5 years doesn't matter anymore, and you're gonna piss them off. Like, it's too late now. You know, you can't just. I mean, I'm happy, but I've been so mad for years. I don't care. How am I gonna know when I pick up a comic? How am I gonna know what part of it is pre-crisis or post-continuity rebirth 52? I'm not even gonna know. Like, it's a mesh. It's a Hero. I don't know if you have any thoughts about this, but this sort of stuff irritates me, man. It really does.
I can tell, man. Like, I mean, just the idea, that's kind of the thing that always kind of prevents me from stepping into the comic book realm because of the constant reboots for whatever reason. But on the subject of comics, you excited for The Killing Joke?
The movie?
Yeah.
Is it going to be R-rated?
That's what people are saying.
Is it animated?
Yep.
Is Mark Hamill, right?
Mark Hamill and Kevin.
Well, all right. Is Bruce Timm directing it though?
I don't know, but I can definitely say for sure that they're adding more scenes in. Since, you know, the comic was pretty short to begin with, but
yeah.
But I could tell you for sure that the art style really resembles the actual, you know, illustrations.
Well, I'm excited for it because I do think it's a good comic, but I also thought about it. It was very light on the story, really. So I'm curious to see what they're going to add in to flesh it out. Are you excited?
Some of the imagery I saw, like, yeah, I'm excited for it, but it comes out in July though.
Well, July's only like a couple months away.
Well, from the images that I saw, looks like there's gonna be some more crime scene investigation, some more stuff for Barbara Gordon, and at one point it looks like they're gonna give like this mock trial for like for Jim Gordon with Joker being the judge or something.
Sounds like a classic idea to me.
Yeah, so there's definitely like some things going in there.
Cool. Yeah, I'm excited for it. Actually, it's cool. I'm looking forward to the new Young Justice show and the Justice League continuation. Yeah, I'm looking forward to DC stuff outside of comics. Yeah, that should be cool. Yeah, it's about that, man. It's about that. So, Hero, I'll leave it open to you since it's getting quiet. Is there anything you'd like to discuss, or people in the comments, anything you guys like us to talk about? Because I might do this for like another half hour or something. Want to talk about anything in particular, Hero? Or?
Well, there is one thing, since we're still on the comic book subject, that I just kind of want to share one thing that I really hated about that movie.
That movie.
Yeah, you know which movie. Like,
okay, what did you hate about that movie that you really would like to share?
Advertising that they did.
The advertising?
No, not the advertisement. It's like it's the cultural stereotype that I really got me pissed off and offended.
You're gonna have to let me know because I may have missed it or forgotten.
All right. Like I'll take you step by step in this scene because okay, you remember when Bruce and Clark they're having that dinner get together party, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then Bruce is like sticking around some things, and then Clark ends up hearing the news report and all that.
Yeah.
Well, the first shit that bothered me in that scene is that he passes by the kitchen, all the workers in the kitchen, are Hispanic.
Well, maybe
that's just a tip. That's just a tip, Merlin. Like, I mean, that could just be realistically. I mean, odds are maybe that can happen, but for fuck's sakes, bro. I mean, what really pissed me off.
Yeah.
To the point of it hurt my feelings.
Okay.
Is that in the next scene where Superman goes saves the girl, whatever, and then it's Dia de los Muertos, which is basically like Halloween over there, or the day after. I forgot the exact date.
Oh,
but
yeah, that part.
I really hate this scene because they make us look like we were the most like religious heavy people in the world because what they do,
and then all the people were like,
they're bowing. They're fucking bowing, and I'm thinking,
like primitive people.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, why did you pick them out of anyone in the world. You could have done that to Americans, but no, you had to pick my fucking heritage.
I will admit, I did think it was weird. Like, it would have been weird if it was just like in Metropolis, people started fawning over him like he was a god. But it was weird that it was like in Mexico or something, and everybody was like, "Oh,
Merlin, one thing I hate about this like whole religious shit is that okay, you're having all this thing get spread across throughout the whole movie. So why don't you take it up the level and just have the fucking scene take place in a church? Have the Pope bless Superman. You want to go all out with this shit?
The thing is, they were probably about 2 steps away from doing it in some points. Did you get the fact he's a Jesus metaphor hero? Did you miss it somehow?
I don't think so. Like, I don't remember hearing any Jesus-related shit. Clearly not anything about gods or devils or.
You've got to do the Jesus thing, man. How do you get it? Do you get the symbolism? We're so
no,
deep.
I don't get it, Merlin. I don't get it.
Yeah, well, let me explain it for you, man. He's like Jesus. So, man,
Is he?
what's funny? The thing that's kind of hilarious about it, that's been brought up numerous times, is people sometimes like to use the Superman as a Jesus metaphor. People have been doing it for decades. It's nothing new, really.
Yeah, but I know, but no one does it as fucking unsubtle and loud.
No, I know. I get it's really unsubtle. It's bad. But the thing is, it's not even really accurate because Superman is really more along the lines of the tale of Moses than he is Jesus. So
yeah,
it's not even accurate. It's not even accurate.
You got your stories crossed, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I said this before in like the Superman animated series, like they did it a much more subtle. I mean, like with Ma and Pa Kent when they find the baby in the spaceship basket, like it's over like about it's over a little bit of water. So there you go.
Space basket.
I mean, that's the way to put it. It's a space basket. And then what I remember, like one of the early episodes of Superman, when they having a news report about a girl like fell off like a building, and they were saying like a blue man with red wings saved me or something along basically hinting that it was supposed to be like an angel thing. But I'm like, I get it. You don't have to rub it in like in
like an ointment.
Yeah, like this movie was just like it just wouldn't shut up, and then it doesn't help that you got this little Luthor hammering, making everything hammy as hell. I mean, one of the scenes I really hate out of many in that movie is when he takes Zod's body and then he cuts himself, then he starts like shedding tears as if like I'm giving birth.
Well, Eisenberg was the worst part of that movie.
Oh yeah, by far. I mean, to me, actually, one of the scenes I just couldn't take seriously at all was he was saying like the red capes are coming. I'm like, it's the British are coming, sir.
It's not even accurate. It's not even quoting history right. The British did not wear capes. Come on. And Hero, let me ask you something. What were they trying to go for? What was the similarity, the reference to comparing the British invasion against Superman?
The fact there was going to be more Kryptonians coming, I guess, but
no, it's not. They're all dead.
Well, I know. I don't know.
It's the whole point of his character. Like they should know that the red capes are coming.
By the way, man. Like, well, let me put it this way. I'm pretty sure other people thought the same thing. Like my mom, she knows like enough about comics, I say. And when she first saw the trailer for this movie, she asked me like in doubt because she's like, is he supposed to be the Riddler? And I'm thinking, I don't like. I'm thinking to mom like,
technically not wrong.
I kind of wish he was, mom, but he's not.
He would be more of a Riddler. He just their version Lex Luthor is just so far off from any version that's ever been ever.
You know what scene was just more of a straight up Joker moment or some other character?
Yeah.
The whole piss in the cup thing, whatever.
Yeah.
In the court case. I mean, to me that seemed more of a Joker kind of thing rather than Luthor. I mean,
yeah, it was. He made him such a psychopath, and Luthor's really more about financial gain. He's not.
Yeah, man, he's more of a sophisticated. He's more sophisticated about this type of shit.
Yeah,
He'd
like
be like, I don't want
it's,
this to be connected
it's
to me in any way whatsoever.
Luther would definitely kill people. He would do horrible things to you, but at the same time, he wouldn't go that far if it wasn't necessary. Like it's kind of weird. It just blowing up a bunch of politicians and some woman that was actually willing to help him is something Lex Luthor would be a lot less likely to do, at least without like a method. You know what I mean? Like that was crazy.
You know what I wish Sean would tell Luther in that movie is like Superman isn't a god, Batman isn't a devil. You're the devil here, Mr. Luthor. Doing all this shit. You're the cause of everyone's problems. You fucker.
Exactly. Oh, who's a cooler clown, Hisoka or the Joker?
Joker, man, he wears a suit.
He's also a little more clowny. I think that Hisoka's got the magician thing going on.
Yeah, he's more. I don't know exactly who's like the more better in their in terms of style, but I don't know. I mean, Joker, you got it's more of a classy attire, man. You got the gloves, the suit, the little bow tie, the flower in the corner, those shoes. Eh?
Well, I mean, I don't know though. Like Hisoka's rocking the heels. You know, you gotta respect a man that can pull that off. I mean, he can fight that well in heels, man. It's hard to do, from what I understand.
These heels are meant for walking. That's what they'll do.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna walk all over you. Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. Well, I know it's boots, but you know.
I know what you meant. I got it.
You got it. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I don't know why, but for some reason today I ended up rewatching the animated version of Dark Knight Returns.
I watched that again recently. That wasn't too bad. I thought it was well done.
I don't know why. I just felt like getting down thinking like let me hear a RoboCop.
Wait, then why don't you just watch RoboCop, man?
No, I didn't feel like it. I don't know. I just kind of felt more like, I think I just found something interesting about the Joker descriptions.
Okay.
Yeah, let me link it here. It's a picture of some multiple Joker interpretations throughout the years, and there's like a little subtitle with each one of them, which kind of accurately describes them.
All right. Let me see if it'll load for me because it's taking its. Oh wow. You've got the clown for Cesar Romero. Okay, which he looks insane. You've got the gangster, which is Jack Nicholson, which is good. The anarchist, which is Heath Ledger, and the psychopath, which is Jared Leto. So they're implying that
Mark Hamill, the Joker.
Mark Hamill, the Joker. You know, I might have to share that actually because that's pretty awesome.
Well, it's kind of true because I mean, like already people debate about the whole Jack versus like Heath Ledger like argument, but they're two different fucking characters.
They really are. I'll have to say it's interesting. They're implying the new Joker's got to be more of a psychopath, but that's kind of a broad statement. You could kind of say the same thing about all of them, couldn't you?
Yeah, that's the thing. Because I mean, then again, we don't know what this one's going to do.
True. I don't know. Let me ask you actually here, because I don't know if I ever have. Outside of Mark Hamill's the Joker, because we all know he's the best. Which version would you say is your favorite?
Well, I kind of like the Jack Nicholson just because of the whole, the whole gangster thing.
Hero?
Honestly, bro, I think Jack Nicholson really has like a really creepy voice.
Yeah, he really does. Hero, guess what?
Yeah, what?
Never rub another man's rhubarb. Yeah, he's pretty good. I think Jack Nicholson is a very good Joker. There's no denying that. But it varies, honestly. I
mean, one of the best quotes easily is like, "Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight?"
Actually, my favorite part about that isn't so much the quote, but Batman's reaction to it. Huh?
What?
See that of all my prey, it's just something I say. Bam!
It's just like the sound of it.
Batman just bounces back on him really fast. Like, you ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? What? Bam! It's just like you're so disarmed by like it's just a random thing to say, and it sounds really creepy. But the youngest Jack Nicholson, the young Joker, His was scariest though. Tell me, kid, you ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Like, come on, Jack. See you around.
Like, aw, he's let him live because he's crazy.
I don't know, but I don't know. I just like the. I just think his performance just seems more creepier to me. And then, well, then again, it had the right balance of like humor and, I mean, with all the Prince songs going on, it's like.
I actually found that that was one of the. I remember a long time ago after I saw The Dark Knight, I was talking to one friend, and it's funny. He was the first person I ever met at that time, which was like right after the movie came out, after all the hype, to say that he didn't really like the movie that much, and his reason was I didn't really like the Joker, which is funny because everybody liked Heath Ledger's Joker, and I'm like, really, you didn't like him? It's like he wasn't that funny. Like, and I'm like, other than that one joke with the pencil, which is kind of funny. He isn't really that funny.
No. But then again, that goes to difference because, you know, with Heath Ledger's interpretation, well, like I don't know what they would actually say, Heath Ledger's or
directors or writers or whatever.
Yeah. But well, anyways, that version of the Joker, his whole thing was that I'm an agent of chaos, and then you get Jax, who says like I'm an artist.
An artist, yes. They had different goals, different motivations.
Yeah, they're completely different.
That's cool, yeah. And what was Cesar Romero?
I don't know. I haven't watched enough of that. So
you should. The old Adam West Batman is actually pretty good.
I've been tempted to just blindly buy it and see what happens.
You should. It's finally on DVD now, like the whole series.
I know, because that's kind of the reason why. Because the show has like been not available for so long, and then actually, that reminds me. You know what's also weird in some episodes of the Batman animated series that somewhere towards the end, Joker's persona started to become more of a comedian rather than a clown prince of crime.
Yeah, but you know what's kind of ironic about it, though? One thing I like about the DCU is how the characters do grow over time because they're on for so long. With the Joker, you're right, he does become more clownish, but he also becomes more psychopathic and evil. If you notice, he actually gets darker as he goes along. Because by the time he gets to Batman Beyond, he's like just totally evil. He gets worse.
Oh, yeah, he's I mean, I just love the scene, like how the Batman Beyond just starts off with talking down to like, you're a disgrace to the name Joker. I'm like, oh shit.
Oh shit.
Did he just kills the guy by shooting him?
Like, I don't know. I think he's a pretty Joker-esque, you know. You know, one of the can you get of the Joker gang? Can you guess my favorite member?
Shit, I'm forgetting names, but is it gonna be, you know, the twins or no?
Oh, Dee Dee? No, though I do like the Dee Dee twins.
Okay, how about was it? I want to say his name was Ghoul, but I'm not sure. The Scarecrow.
The Ghoul. He was the Scarecrow, man. That's what he was.
Yeah, but he didn't do much of anything.
I know, but Ghoul was awesome though. He was Ghoul.
The designs were cool, but I'm just like, I just kind of upset that they were never like really utilized, like outside of that movie.
Yeah.
Well, just in Justice League for that one episode, but because the first time I saw them was actually in the Unlimited episode, and I always thought they were gonna be recurring characters in the actual animated series, but they weren't.
No, I liked the futuristic version. They were creepy.
Yeah. I mean, they had like one of them had like a fucking ball for legs.
Yeah, he had a ball and a freaking Darth Maul lightsaber.
It's like he's a clown with a Darth Maul lightsaber.
That's scary as hell.
You never see that anywhere else.
I mean, hey, they were so bad that they were like actually Justice League villains. I mean, that's impressive.
Yeah, no, this was cool. I mean, shit. What was I? I was gonna go with something Batman Beyond. Oh yeah. For some reason, I just got reminded of the whole splicing thing in Batman Beyond, where people would merge their DNA with animals. I'm just like, that's fucked up. It's like, oh my god, like you know what I just thought about? It's not a good joke.
What?
Like Batman Beyond kind of helped the whole furry community.
Oh my god! You know the furry. You know, the thing that bugs me is how that's just becoming a freaking. I mean, to each their own. To each their own, but like it really is like a weird fandom thing, and it's funny.
I don't know. I think I think it's just the same as the whole, waifu body pillow.
It's the same thing, but this is the thing though. It's an entire fandom based around that though. That whole thing, the love of animals. And you love animals, that's fine.
But here, but Merlin, you know what could summarize all these like sexual problems?
Not enough sex.
No, it's that we men will probably get horny over anything.
You're not wrong. That is kind of the source, isn't it?
Yes.
You're right. You're right. We'll find a way to get interested in something. Oh man. Anyway, it's Five Nights at Freddy's too. That thing really has boosted.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean, hearing like how the creator was, like, I could kind of forgive it.
I suppose. So, Hero,
Mm-hmm.
are you a zero?
Zero to hero.
Who put the Glad in Gladiator, Hero? Who put it in?
I don't know. Hercules.
Correct. Oh, can you guess my favorite version of Hercules?
No, I don't know.
My favorite version is actually the 90s show, Hercules Legendary Journeys, man.
I should have guessed that one, but
so cheesy.
I should have guessed it. I only seen like a few episodes, but I don't know. Disney shows in general just never really clicked with me for some reason.
Oh, it wasn't a Disney show. It was a done by Sam Raimi, the guy that did the Evil Dead and stuff, Spider-Man movies. But yeah, it's fun. Now the Disney animated shows, though, based on shows. I remember I really liked the Aladdin one when I was a kid. That was about it.
There's only one episode I remember where they were basically finding this other genie with music. Yeah. With guitars and everything. So
I remember there was a whole villain. There was like an evil king who like had magical sand powers or something. That was like a thing. But I don't know. That show was on for a while. For a good minute. Why?
I don't know.
Sandro likes to coin terms used by Saiyan Z3 because I feel like he does that a lot. Apparently. I don't know why. Sandro, quoting Mr. Z. Mr. Z.
Mr. Z.
That's a good name for a villain. Mr. Z.
Yes.
He has the power to push you to sleep with his long monologues. I will defeat you and I will cut you up into a million pieces by using this extravagant. You done? I'm sorry. You done yet? No. So keep going on. Okay, wake me up.
Mr. Z. Like, fuck this.
Oh man.
Yeah, I think you have some questions. Well, I'm not sure though.
Let me check. No, not too much. Any questions, guys? Probably wrapping it up soon. Do you know what's good about Batman versus Superman besides Affleck? Me neither.
Well, I mean, the only other real good scene was the teasers for, like, the other heroes.
I mean, I liked Wonder Woman. I thought she was decent for the little bit that she did.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, that is true. And then the other things with I don't know, the cyborg scene was the one that like got me more anticipated more than anything else.
It was so scary though, so traumatic.
Yeah, it is, man. I mean, the dad's just trying to keep him alive, and then shit happens.
That's right. Yeah, it was the guy from Merlin.
Or the Aquaman thing was a pretty good one also. So.
Yeah. So wait, here, are you hyped for Aquaman now?
Yeah, I suppose.
Nah, honestly, you know what? If they make Aquaman good, that's great. Because I was saying earlier, apparently he has a huge fan base, and I never realized there were so many people took Aquaman.
Yeah, I've been hearing like plenty of Aquaman hype like every now and then.
Yeah, it's weird. I just because all I've known is he's just kind of been a butt of joke for everybody, but apparently there are a lot of people that like him legitimately.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can't say much about like his early days in the the whole Justice Friends thing, but I mean ever since Justice League, I think they've started. Well, chances are there's been changes for the character for quite a while now.
Mm-hmm. Tis true. Tis true. Oh, it's the anime hero. He looks like a darker version of Robert De Niro. Oh, but he's missing a mole. Um, yeah, man. I'll tell you what. We'll wrap it up pretty soon. But Hero, any final thoughts? Any final questions from anybody? Send them in. We'll probably wrap up in about 10 minutes. So, Hero, if you got anything else to say before we go, let's have a little discussion.
Well, I don't know. Nothing's coming up to mind at the moment.
All right. I'll look at this other picture you sent, though, from Movie Pilot. Oh, that's awesome. Is that one on the bottom? Some of those are fan made, right?
I think so. The one on the bottom left, I suppose.
That's scary. That's really scary.
You know, the nose, but I could tell you for sure the one on the right is from like what was that show called? Birds of Prey?
Yes. Yeah. For like that old one. Which one's your favorite version? By design. By design.
Well, obviously I'm gonna be, you know, like dick writing, you know, Batman the Animated Series forever. So, but I really do like the older version and the Under the Red Hood.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think Joker looking older just makes him look scarier.
Yeah, I agree. There is something about a man still kind of continuing that way of crime and not seeming youthful. I guess is scarier because it shows he's kind of been far gone for a long time.
Die.
He won't. I mean, that's one of Joker's superpowers is that he's immune to death, even when Batman tries to kill him. Seriously, it's the truth. I like your final thought, Zeke. That was good.
What was his final thought?
My final thought is fuck Batman versus Superman, Dawn of Justice. All right. I didn't hate it as much as you did, but I find that acceptable.
Yeah, I know. I've been hearing him like being like very upset, to say the least.
Sandro, I'll get into character analysis, but you guys have to request characters for me to analyze so that I know what you guys want to see. Or I'll just start making up stuff. Hero, is there any character you'd like me to analyze that I haven't yet?
I don't know. And my mind's just a total blank, with all honesty. I can't think of anything from the top of my head.
Wow. Well, I'm
sorry, man. It's been like this like recently for me. I actually been spending like the past couple of days just brainstorming different ideas for video lists and see if I could like speed things up for myself.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in the same way. It's just that, see, the thing about my new schedule is that it alternates like week to week. So I wanted to make like consistent videos again too, but I'm still having a hard time figuring out the best way. So I'm there with you. Yeah, man, I don't know. You should still watch Old Boy though. I'm curious.
Yeah, I know. Like, that's another thing. Requests, like, I haven't really bothered with anything.
Well, you don't have to make a video about it. I just want you to watch it. Though if you did, you know what? You don't really ever do movie reviews, so I wouldn't mind you doing one on that.
I've been kind of feeling like doing one for this. I don't know. I guess spread my horizons a bit with cartoons, but I kind of want to have like a consistent schedule first before I start doing that. Or I don't even know what to talk about, honestly.
Just what you usually talk about. I mean, you got stuff to say. I mean, you remember you talked about doing Batman Beyond or Darkwing Duck or stuff like that.
Yeah, I know. Lately, my mood's been kind of like going on and off. Like recently, I kind of feel like I reached because for one thing, a lot of people recommend me like some manly manga or manly anime to check out, and then the best way I could put it is like I'm not really in the mood for it. I'm not gonna say that I'm gonna stop doing it entirely or anything like that, but just for some reason after doing that character list, I just kind of feel, I guess, content with how I am at the moment. I don't feel like the need to start searching for those type of series for a while.
True. Very true. No, but definitely something, man. Definitely something. That one manly list would be good to look forward to.
Yeah, no, people want that, but I only written up to number 19, and I kind of want to get that out until I have, I guess, 17 or 16 done, and then start editing it.
Well, would you like to have Android 16 and 17 with you to help out?
Wait, yeah, that's a dumb joke.
Aren't they usually, though? aren't they usually?
Yeah, I know, but
You didn't see it coming, though. I bet that.
no, I never do. I'm the butt of everyone's jokes, man. Like I'm just like I'm the straight man. Everyone else brings me the punchline. I'm just like, oh, you.
Well, as long as I don't have to explain it to you, then my comedy hasn't totally failed.
No, I'm just like, I don't know whether I'm the pinky or the brain in this conversation.
Hey, it probably depends, honestly. It depends. Actually, I guess you could probably alternate. That's a good show, too, that's had a bit of a comeback. Pinky and the Brain like it, man.
Mm-hmm.
They do indeed. All right, well,
Narf.
Narf. People are slowly leaving, so yeah, guys, if you watch this and you get to this point, please feel free to send in requests for other things. I'll try to get some. I've got plenty of things I want to do. Hero has got his own stuff going on, so please check him out if you're not subscribed to him already. And the Phantom Group, we're going to be doing some reviews of some anime series and OVAs, so let us know requests for those too over there. And yeah, I guess we'll wrap that up. But Hero, thank you for joining me, and I guess we'll do this again sometime in the future. All right. Night, everybody.
Later.